Welcome back, and thank you so much. We are still glad that you are still with us in this particular discussion tonight on the subject how to honor spiritual parents. And of course, maybe in one way or another, you've interacted with this particular conversation, but then we're here so that we can actually make things clear to you and give you an opportunity to be in a position to make the right decisions as far as honoring a spiritual parent is concerned. On the set, with a very able panel helping us to get into the meat of this particular discussion. Apostle Dan Gishimo, resident minister, and also Pastor Boniface Epa. And we are also welcoming you to also join and also give us your contribution and your input, your feedback on the same. And of course, we'll be glad. 23814 for Shortcut platform, and also on Facebook, that is MBCI TV. Just before the break, Apostle Dan, Pastor Boniface had actually given us very interesting points there, and helping us to actually have a glimpse and a clear picture of what really it means to actually even know who a worthy a spiritual parent is. And maybe just as you weigh in on that, because we have a situation, we have a scenario whereby maybe people just think any minister there, any pastor there, so long as maybe they have a church, maybe they've qualified to be spiritual parents. But it seems there is more to that.
There is more to that, Magicho. Let me say integrity is very key.
Yes.
You know, the character of the person. What does the person do?
Okay.
As far as God's kingdom is concerned, is it worthy honor? Is he doing the right thing that actually attracts honor? Let me say that the way the person conducts himself, you know, is the one that is going to attract honor, you know, from other people.
Right.
And that one is non-negotiable. And I can tell you for sure, and thank God, because in this nation, we have men and women of God that personally I really honor. And I cannot shy from the camera talking of some elderly people who even taught me when I was young in faith, and for sure, I don't wink my eyes. I cannot feel ashamed to say there is a man of God who used to be my pastor way back in the 70s.
Wow.
And that is none other than Bishop William Twimising. To me, that man, I honor him. I respect him. I value him because I know what he imparted on me when I was young in the faith. And not only that, he has had a walk of integrity as a man of God. I'm just giving an example. Of course, there are many others, even in this nation. I'm just mentioning my own example of a man that I've observed over the years, and then I can give him as an example as far as I'm concerned. And this is a man that I really honor. Having said that, honor is not an event. It is a process.
Yes.
Do you communicate with this man? Do you really listen to him when he has an issue that needs attention? Can you intervene and do what it takes to assist him out of whatever situation that he may be going through? Are you concerned about him? Do you also pray for him? Because prayer is very key. And this one actually elicits, you know, some kind of arrangements that people make to bring spiritual fathers together. You know, something that is arranged quickly as an event to honor them. That is not enough. I'm not saying that it is bad. You can do it, but then honoring those parents or those spiritual fathers and spiritual mothers should be a process that continues every time. It should not just be an event where you come, you have collected money together, you divide money to them, you take 100, take a 50, take whatever, you know, that one is just an event, and then it ends, and then it's there. That is not an honor to me. An honor is continuous.
Yes.
That this is my spiritual father. I will continue to honor them. I will call him. And you know, when you talk of honor, Magicho, it does not mean that, you know, you always have to go to your pocket and give something. No. Because sometimes these people also, they feel lonely. You need to call them, talk to them, encourage them also. Tell them, you know, something. You know, if you can afford also, get them, take them on a trip somewhere. Take them to Israel, take them somewhere. You know, it is not just a matter of giving money. It is also a matter of actually delving and seeing exactly what you can do about them. I know I've taken long. I have too much that I can share.
You can share that.
That was very important,
important.
because I think that is where maybe so many people, Apostle, have lost it. That is where maybe we've had a very, very big missing link of people being confused or misrepresenting maybe the truth or what really needs to be done.
Definitely, you know, have fellowship with them.
Yes.
Invite them in your house. Have fellowship with them. Visit them in their place. Have fellowship with them. You know, that's true honor.
Exactly.
You know, even, you know, going to the example of Paul and his spiritual sons, you know, they used to fellowship with him. He would set them, go here, go and do this and do the other. You know, fellowship is there. There is one-to-one communication.
Wow, wow. Because Pastor Boniface, as apostles, has actually said, and maybe even this is why maybe so many Christians in the body of Christ maybe have lost it. Because to them, it would mean maybe material things being sent maybe to these servants of God. And maybe people thinking, I've done my part, maybe I've honored them, which Apostle is actually saying that could actually just be an event and just maybe one aspect. But it seems it is quite a lot for a Christian to do.
What that is saying here is true. People mistakenly think coming up with material things and giving someone maybe in a year or maybe after 3 or 5 months or so is honor. That is not honor. To me, I want to concur with what he says, just to say that is just an event, because you do not have personal relationship with this person. You call him father and you never visit him. You call him father, you never call. You call him father, you don't know anything, you don't know his whereabouts. That is not honor. Honor means you are walking a journey with your parent, your spiritual father or mother. You are going on a journey with them. It is a day in, day out relationship. Everything that concerns them, you have them at your heart, and you are trying to ensure that their well-being, you are sure, or you even want to understand how they are. So if you come in on a particular day, call people, to me it's a show off. I also want to be among those people who are coming to see him, so that I can, you know, that is not honor. For sure, Timothy and Titus and all the sons of Paul, even when he was in prison, they used to visit him. And we see some of the letters he's giving them to who? To them. Take this to this church, take this to this church, because there was a continual relationship. There was a connection. That is when you know, this is my father and this is my son. Maybe just to ask, like for instance, okay, fine, I know my father is late, but when he was alive, biological father, every now and then, even after 2-3 days, one day he's calling you, sometimes he's correcting you on this, sometimes he requires this, sometimes he's asking you to go and visit him. You see, that is a relationship and it is a journey. It is the same case with your spiritual father. Okay? Walk with them. Know their whereabouts. Understand, because as Dad has put it, sometimes spiritual fathers or spiritual parents are normally left alone. They always live in an apartment or a home alone, and there is no one to visit them. And anytime people will want to visit them is only when they want to go. As I told you, this is an event. They have planned every year, December, we shall be seeing our spiritual father or spiritual mother. We have been, now from January to December, Where were you?
Yeah.
Where is the relationship? There is something that happened, and it was in the news all over, in Thika. There is a mother who was found dead. Okay?
I saw it, yeah.
You saw it, eh?
It was,
yeah, there was a mother who had died, and she was there. I don't know whether it's
Rotten
for
even.
9 months or something. It was
Rotten.
rotten. And even dogs, according to what
Even
it was
dogs
saying-
also died.
Yeah. Now, think of it. If this person had a relationship, if the children had a relationship, a good relationship, and they visited time and again, they could have known, even the second day, that there is a problem. If you come to visit your spiritual father after 6 months, do you understand what has been happening between month 1 to month 6? Or maybe by the time you're coming to December. So in between here, where were you? So that to me, you are not a child or even a son or even a daughter to this man or to this woman.
Wow.
So we need to have a relationship that is continual.
Yes.
Okay. There is a point I want to get back to where you asked that any pastor could become your spiritual father or mother. Now, I want to begin by saying this. Most of us, because of how the situations, the circumstances are, sometimes we get ourselves transferred from one area to another or permanently shift from one region to another, and you get to that place and you enter into a church and maybe a fellowship and you begin to fellowship there. You see, where you came from, you had your father. And he is a true father. Remember, this man or this woman of God that you've come under now, even if you'll be there for another 10 years or so, may not necessarily become your spiritual father or mother. Remember, Paul said, you may have many teachers, many mentors, but you'll always have what?
One father.
One father. So if I came from Nairobi and now I've relocated to Nanyuki and I've entered into a fellowship and I'm under a man of God, I honor them, I respect them, they'll always be there, but I have to introduce them. There is someone whom I honor as my father. And this person is so and so, and even connect them.
Yes.
Okay? So they'll know they are my pastors. They are my mentors during that time. They are my teachers. But deep down their mind, they know, even though Boniface is here, he has who? A father.
He has a father.
And my relationship with my father should not be cut short because I have now found you never change
Yes.
in that manner. You
Awesome.
only honor and respect.
Wow, wow. Thank you so much, Pastor Boniface. Because of time, but I think because also of the essence and the magnitude of this particular subject, Pastor, I think we can do another round
Yes,
of
we
this
have.
particular subject. Because
I
we also
agree.
want to find out what happens when one honors a spiritual parent. What happens when you don't honor a spiritual parent? We'll get into that details, but for tonight, I want to bring it to a stop at this particular point. You can expect part B of this particular conversation on why it is important and how to honor spiritual parents. But for tonight, thank you so much, servants of God, that is Apostle Dan Gishimo, resident minister, and also Pastor Boniface Epa, and also your contribution on giving us a very, very great illumination on this particular conversation. On behalf of the entire team that has been behind the scenes making this a success, we want to wish you a blessed evening. My name is Mangicho Mola.
Nuggets of Wisdom with Apostle Dan Gishimo.
When you talk on a subject, make sure you know it well, as little knowledge is worse than ignorance. Always be clear in your subject and beyond reproach.